Hello Seahawks, today you will be taking your notes on subtracting integers. Here is your notes page. Remember to write everything down that I write down. Okay, follow along with the video as I'm going. If you need to pause or rewind, feel free to do that at any time. If you want to pause and go ahead and try something out at any time, you could do that as well. Okay, for subtracting integers. Actually, we don't subtract integers. We actually look at the problem as an addition problem, okay? There's two different ways to do this, and the two ways, really, you can decide on option 1 or option 2 depending on the problem. Okay, first I'm going to show you option number 1. Option number 1 is you look at the problem the same way you would an addition problem and follow your addition rules. Okay, so let's check that out and see how we are going to do that. Okay, you have 3 minus 4 is the first one. Okay, so for 3 minus 4, we are going to look at that 3, and we're just going to identify, is 3, the number 3 in problem number 1, a positive number or a negative number? Well, 3 is a positive number, so we're going to think of that as positive. Okay, and then the 4, you're going to see that when you see a problem like this, that's a minus 4 or subtract 4, okay? We can also think of that as a negative 4, okay? So let's look at this whole number as a negative. Okay, so you have a positive 3 and a negative 4. Let's go back to our addition rules. We have same signs add, different signs subtract, take sign of larger value, larger number. Okay, so we have a positive, we have a negative. Do we have same signs or different signs? Okay, we have positive, negative, that would be different signs. So different signs, we are going to subtract. 4 minus 3, you're just going to subtract the two numbers, find the difference of the two numbers. 4 minus 3 is 1, and then you're going to take the sign of the larger number. Well, what's bigger, a 3 or a 4? Remember, we just look at the number itself, not a positive 3 and a negative 4, okay? The value of 4 or 3, which is bigger? 4 is bigger, 4 is negative, so my answer is negative. Okay, let's think about this in money. I have $3. I have to pay you $4. How much money do I have left? I have negative $1 left. Let's check this out on a number line. Okay, here's my number line. And I would advise you to do this on your number line. We have negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And again, this is not drawn to scale. I'm just drawing that very quickly. It's not perfect, no big deal. Okay, here I am at 3. I have 3. I am going to subtract 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Where am I at? Negative 1. Okay, so 3 minus 4. You just follow the rules of addition if you look at that problem. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2, I have negative 12 minus 4. That's the problem. Okay, so 12. Is 12 negative or is it positive? Well, we have 12 is a negative. And then we can think of this as a minus 4, subtract 4, or a negative 4, so that is also a negative. Do I have same signs or different? Well, I have two negatives, so I have same signs, add. Remember back our addition rules, same signs add, different signs subtract, take sign of larger number. Same signs add, 12 plus 4, 16. Take sign of larger number. Let's look at both numbers. We have a 12, we have a 4. Which is larger? Well, a 12 is larger than 4. 12 is negative, so my answer is negative. Okay, let's think of this as money. You owe me $12. Now you owe me $4 more. How many dollars do you owe me altogether? $16. Okay, maybe it's better for you to think of it as somebody owing you money. You might be better with that. Okay, moving on. Let's give a try to number 3 and 4. If you would like to try these on your own, you may pause the video and take a look at them. Okay, for number 3, we have -6 minus 4. Okay, we have 6 is a negative, and we have -4. Subtract 4, or we could think of it as -4. So that's a negative. Do I have same signs or different? Well, 6 is negative, 4 is negative, so I have same signs. Same signs, add. 6 plus 4 is 10. Take the sign of the larger number. The larger number of 6 and 4. Just think of the number. What's larger, 6 or 4? 6 is larger, so my answer is a -10. Number 4, we have a -14 and a -14 minus 8, subtract 8, or it could think of it as a -8. People are going to ask me, is that a subtraction or a negative? You could think of it either way. It's the same thing. Okay, so I have 2 negatives. Same signs or different? Well, they're both negative, so they are the same sign. Same signs, add. 14 plus 8. 14 plus 8 is 22. And which number is bigger, 14 or 8? 14's bigger, 14's negative, so that would be a -22. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you write them down on the back of the paper. Okay, here is option 2. And I prefer to only use option 2 when you have what I call double signs, and more importantly, a double negative. Okay, so if you look at the next sets of problems, the next 4 problems, you'll see I have a double negative, I have a double negative, I have a double negative, and I have a double negative. When you have a double negative, this is when you use option 2. In option 2, you need to keep, change, change. Okay, if you do not have double negatives, don't do this step, okay? Because this is actually an extra step, and I know you don't like to do extra work, so only do this when you have a double negative. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1, or number 5. Okay, we have 12 minus -4, so we have minus and negative. It's a double sign. So we are going to keep, change, change. What that means is you are going to keep the first number of the problem. Okay, so we have, keep your 12. We are going to change our subtraction sign to an addition sign. And we are going to change our -4 to a +4. Keep, change, change. And it helps when you write that over the top. Okay, when you don't have a double sign, it doesn't make as much sense because you don't have 2 things to change. Okay, I'll show you, I'll go back to that if you don't understand what I'm saying. So we're going to keep our 12. We are going to change my subtraction sign to an addition sign, and we are going to change my -4 to a +4. Okay, now we have 12 plus 4. Well, that's a first grade addition problem. You're just adding 12 plus 4. You could go back and think of your rules for adding integers as well. We have a positive, we have a positive, so we have same signs, add. 12 plus 4 is 16, and that is a positive. 12 is the larger number, so 12 is positive, so my answer is a +16. And that's it. Same thing as addition. You just have to get it to have one sign. We don't want double negatives at all. Okay, so let's look at number 6. We have 16 minus -7. Minus negative. It hurts my eyes. I don't want to look at a double sign, so I'm going to keep, change, change. I'm going to keep my 16. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition, and I'm going to change my -7 to a +7. Keep 16, change my subtraction to an addition, change my -7 to a +7. Okay, let's look at this problem now. Now I have a +16 and a +7. Do I have same signs or different? I have two positives, so I have same signs. Same signs add. 16 plus 7. It's 23. And you're going to take the sign of the larger number. What's bigger, 16 or 7? 16 is larger, 16 is positive, so my answer is +23. Now, once you change those two problems, they're your, first grade problems where you added numbers, maybe second grade, okay? The next two we do have the positive and negative, you'll see, okay? But it is the same. It's the same idea. You just have to get rid of the double negative first. Okay, let's look at the next two, 7 and 8. Number 7, we have -6 minus -3. That double negative, I want to get rid of it. So I'm going to keep, change, change. I'm going to keep my -6, change my subtraction to addition, change my -3 to a +3. Keep your -6. Change my subtraction to addition, change my -3 to a +3. Okay, now let's look at our problem. We have -6 plus 3. It's an addition problem. Okay, we have 6 is a negative number, 3 is a positive number. So now do I have same signs or different? I have different signs, so I'm going to subtract, find the difference of the two numbers. 6 minus 3 is 3. And which number is bigger? Is 6 or 3 bigger? 6 is bigger, 6 is negative, so my answer is a -3. Number 8. Again, if you want to pause the video and give this a try on your own, you can. You have a double negative, so once you see that double negative, you have to keep, change, change. I'm going to keep my -3. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition. And I'm going to change my -14 to a +14. Okay, so we have now -3 plus 14. Okay, we have a -3 and a +14. So do I have same signs or different? Well, I have a negative and a positive, so I have different signs. Different signs subtract. 14 minus 3, it's 11. And which number is bigger, 3 or 14? 14 is bigger, 14 is positive, so my answer is a +11. Okay, and that's your second option. Now, I just want to show you that if you did this on 3 and 4, you have to think about it differently. So again, we're only going to do option 2 when we have a double negative. That's the only time you do option 2. I don't really think I should call it an option because it's not an option. You do this way on these types of problems, and you do the other on the others. Now, you're not going to see a whole lot of double signs later on, but for now you are. Now, if you look at the next few, we have more than 2 numbers, so these get a little bit confusing. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is look and make sure I don't have any double negatives. If I have a double negative, I'm going to get rid of them. So, on number 9, I have 5 minus 11 minus -6. So, see that double negative? Let's get rid of that. Okay, we're going to keep the rest of the problem. We have 5 minus 11. Keep that all, okay? So, we're going to start here. We're going to keep, change, change. We're going to keep that 11. We're going to change my subtraction to addition, and we're going to change my -6 to a +6. Okay? Now, once you get to this point, there's 2 different options. Okay? You could go across, and this is my favorite option. This is the way I would do this. And you're going to label positives and negatives. So I have a positive 5. I'm going to think of this as a -11. And I have a +6. 6. Okay, so we have positive 5, negative 11, positive 6. Remember when we were doing addition and we had more than 2 digits that we were adding, addition of integers? I called it collect. Collect your positives. So let's go back and collect our positives. I have a positive 5 and a positive 6. So since they're both positive, same signs, add. 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, and I'm gonna like put a little cross through that so I know I added those together. And then I have my negative that I'm just gonna bring down. Well, now I have 11 minus 11. I mean, you could think about this as you would with a positive and negative, but is it really necessary? 11 minus 11 is 0, but again, this is a positive 11. You can think of that as a negative 11. Different sign, subtract. 11 minus 11 is 0. Okay, let's take a look at number 10. I have that double negative, so let's get rid of that first. We're going to do keep, change, change, and over here I have minus 4, so that's just going to stay. So I'm going to keep my 6, I'm going to change my subtraction to addition, and I'm going to change my negative 6 to a positive 6, and just bring down the rest of the problem. Okay, so now let's collect, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and collect. I always collect what I have more of first, okay? So in this case I have positive, I have a positive 6 and a positive 6. Okay, so since they're both positive, they're both same signs add. 6 plus 6 is 12. My larger number, there is no larger number, they're positive. So I'm going to bring down my minus 4. Okay, now I have a positive 12, and we could think of this as a negative 4. Different signs, subtract, or you could think of that as a first grade problem. 12 minus 4. Okay, 12 minus 4 takes subtract. We get 8, and our larger number is 12, so that would be a positive 8. Okay, number 11, 5 minus negative 2. Okay, double negative there, so I'm going to keep, change, change. So you're going to keep your 5. I'm having a little difficulties here with my pen. You're going to change your subtraction to addition, and you're going to change your negative 2 to a positive 2. And we just have a minus 3 there, so we're going to bring the rest down. Okay, now let's take a look. I have a positive 5, a positive 2, and a negative 3. So I'm going to collect my positives. Both positive, same signs, add. 5 plus 2 is 7. Bring down the rest, minus 3. Again, that's a first grade problem. 7 minus 3. You have different signs, subtract, and it would be a positive because 7 is the positive number. My answer there is 4. Okay, maybe you want to give the next couple a try. Pause the video and try them out. If not, continue with me. Okay, number 12, we have 8 minus negative 5. So we have that double negative there. We're going to keep, change, change, plus 2, that could just stay. So I'm going to keep my 8, change my subtraction to addition, change my negative 5 to a positive 5, and bring down the rest of the problem. 8 plus 5 plus 2. Very elementary, okay? Do we need to think about it? They're all positive. We're going to add them all up. Okay, so 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15. And I really hope you guys know your addition facts that easily, because it is important for you to be able to add as quickly as you can. Okay, looking at number 13, we have 8 minus 11. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, and then we have minus negative 4. So we're going to keep here, and we're going to change our subtraction to addition and change our negative 4 to a positive 4. Only when we have that double negative, we're going to get rid of it. So we're going to keep 8 minus 11, change my subtraction to addition, change my negative 4 to a positive 4. Okay, let's take a look. I have a positive 8, a negative 11, and a positive 4. So I'm going to collect my positives. Okay, both positives, same signs. Add. 8 plus 4 is 12. Bring down the minus 11. And there we go again with an easy first grade problem, maybe second. 12 minus 11, different sign, subtract if you want to think about it. 1, 12 is the larger number, positive 1. Okay, last problem. We have negative 12 minus negative 8 minus negative 4. We have a double negative twice. So in this case, I'm going to call this a keep, change, 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 change. Keep, change, 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 change. Okay? We could do it all in one step, get rid of all of our double negatives. Okay, we have a negative 12. We're going to keep, change my subtraction to addition, change my negative 8 to a positive 8, change my subtraction to addition, change my negative 4 to a positive 4. Okay, now let's go. I have a negative 12, a positive 8, a positive 4. So let's collect my positives. Positive 8, positive 4, same signs. Add. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then bring down the negative 12 or the minus 12. 12 minus 12, we don't need to think about that, is 0. Okay. Now, if I kept this as negative 12 plus 8 plus 4, I just want to show you this. I could bring down the negative 12, and then I have plus 12. Okay, it's the same problem. Negative 12 plus 12, 12 minus 12. It's called the additive inverse. Remember, you're adding a positive and a negative of the same. It would be 0. Okay, I also would like to show you something else. Some of your teachers last year may have shown you integers, okay? So when they showed you integers, they might have shown you to do something like this, which is totally okay, but I don't like to write on my original problem. Okay, they would cross that and just combine this and make this a plus sign, okay? So then that would read negative 12 plus 8 plus 4, okay? Let's just take a look back at the last problem that we did. Negative 12 plus 8 plus 4. There it is. Same exact problem, okay? So some teachers may, if they showed you integers, I don't know how far you might have gotten on that. I don't know if you should have time to do that at the end of the school year. But if any teacher may have shown you this, this is something that some teachers might do. It's okay. Again, I just don't like to write on my original problem. It's basically you're doing the same thing. You're keeping your negative 12, changing your subtraction to addition, changing your negative 8 to a positive 8. Okay? Have a great day, and I will see you next time in class. If you have any questions, please make sure you write them down.